Well, that's a bit of an introduction, so I should speak loudly. So I will project so you can hear me, because I don't like these things and I haven't got a mic, so I'm just going to speak. So hopefully you can hear me in the back. I'm a Yorkshireman educated in Scotland, so you can't hear me. You've got a problem. So I think the first thing to say, and thank you, Florence, for your kind words, is this is just normal for us. I mean, it seems really weird that the Institute of Directors, which basically historically has been known as a male, pale, stale, boring, London-centric organisation for old farts. Now, I happen to be a male, pale, old, hopefully not so boring, and maybe a bit of an old fart. The principle upon which we are now the Institute of today, as opposed to the Institute that I joined and came to turn around, I was saying to a colleague in September 29, we are changed. And part of that change from moving from what people thought we were to what we actually are is the reason that I am so passionate about this topic. It's the reason that we originally started to support Florence and the team, and it's the reason we'll continue to support it. Because although, as will come out we're about to relaunch our Director magazine, used to be a kind of bastion of intellectual prowess, the Director magazine, it went down a bit, so I can be, off to 20, so I can be. And now we're about to reinvigorate it. And one of those articles talks about DEI is dead. Now, of course, were you to believe Trump, were you to believe what's happening on the other side of the pond, you might get crestfallen, you might be downhearted. But that's not relevant in the UK. That's not relevant, actually, in the essence of what makes a good business. Now, for those of you who don't know, hold with me for a moment. You're just going to if I'm going to bore you, are you ready for tough? I'm going to say, get it? Basically, the Institute Directors were set up in 1903. We got its royal charter from the then king in 1906. And we were set up for one reason. And by the way, we don't own this building, it's owned by His Majesty. We rent it, pretty good deal, from the Crown Estate. But we need money, so please come, use venues. We've got champagne bar downstairs, one of the top 10 hidden champagne bars in London. Great champagne. I have it on absolute authority from my wife, who only drinks woody champagne. Or whatever I can manage to get away with. And basically, it has been set up under a venue that is there for everyone to use. The Institute's only reason for existing, is to improve the quality of directors and boards. That's all we do. Now, I happen to have other things we're happy to do, because we've got a venue, and hopefully you enjoyed the service, enjoyed the food, and so we're very proud of our partnership with CSEs here. But we're here, our reason for being is to improve the quality of board decision making. Can I get where I'm going on this? So how do you get good boards to make good decisions? Well, it ain't by having a bunch of blokes. Let's say. It ain't by having a bunch of women. Just say too. It's about having that diversity and that thinking, that neurodiversity as well as gender balance and ethnicity and age, and allows for really robust conversations to be had around a boardroom to add value and get you somewhere different. And goodness knows we're in a time of change right now, and that time of change is coming at us very fast, whether it be AI or it be cyber, or we've all been in the room, particularly I'm aware, been hit by cyber issues more recently, and it's right there on the boardroom agenda, as is AI. Although most people find it very difficult to articulate exactly what AI means for them. Is it dystopian destruction, or is it actually just an Excel spreadsheet on steak? Somewhere in the middle lies the truth, and we will actually have somebody from the Turing Institute who joined recently, Ellen, whose job it is to help boards make sense of what AI actually means for them. So we're there to improve the quality of boards. We're the only people in the world that can award a charter status for director. And we do that because we're the awarding body. We have a certificate, a diploma, and I am selling it to you. It's really good. I have a certificate. And I learned stuff. I was on the board of Grant Thornton globally. I ran the operation in China for a while, ended up advising the Chinese government. I know how to be apolitical. And essentially, I thought I knew shit. I came into that course because I wanted to do it before I even got this job, before I even knew I was going to go for the job. And I learned stuff I never knew I didn't know, which is scary, actually, having been what I thought was a pretty cool director for quite a long time, but then the organisation, PwC, and then Thornton, I didn't know, but I didn't know. And that's what's scary. So we teach people what you don't know. The bottom line, you keep it out of jail. Right? Because you're a director, and you have an issue around health and safety, you can go to jail. And you might remember there's been recently some particularly important cases that come to bear about paddleboarding. I know if you're aware of this, paddleboarder, I'm an outdoor mountain guide in my spare time, we qualified in keep your life for about 5 hours. In cold, wet places. But I have insurance. I'm trained, qualified, I can do the job I said. And that's the state of being a director. You can be 16 years old, upright and breathing in the UK, and have no training and be a director. Well, excuse my language, that scares the shit out of me. I don't know if you're I want to be a director. Oh, by the way, director, you have the word director in your title? You're a director. You might actually be standing in the shoes of an organisation and you're making decisions on behalf of that organisation. You are culpable under law. You can go to jail. Don't scare you? Come to the course. But the other thing is that we are here. There are 2 other things we do. I'm just going to talk a bit about one. We're a membership organisation for £484, less than a cup of coffee a day. I'm from Yorkshire, so it might be slightly different in Yorkshire, but about a cup of coffee a day. You can be a member of this august institution. You can use the space for free and get a decent discount if you want to buy a room. And indeed, also, you are part of a community of about 20,000 people in the UK and now international. So that's a kind of cool thing to do. And now we're down for Keynote. If you have a look at iod.com, you can see whether it's right. We're a membership organisation, but we're a trained and awarded body. We're an educator. The third thing we do, which is rather unusual, I'm just going to speak very briefly about this, is we advise the UK government. I'll say that again. We advise the UK government. It's a really weird thing, but we are the oldest business lobbying organisation in the world. In the world. And myself and the CEOs, we all call ourselves Director General, a bit weird, but CEO is really real name. This is a £21 million business. I'm running middle market business here. I'm a CEO. I'm a captain. The job we have rather weirdly is we are going into government. I was with Rachel Reeves yesterday and the Chief Secretary of the Treasury, which I'm just going to tell you about, so you heard it here first, to advise them on what might be the impact of their decisions on UK business. There are 5 organisations, so the CBI, do big, FSB, Federation of Small Business, does on 7 10, Chamber of Commerce, predominantly local, though if you're at the Chamber of Commerce, sorry, local, great organisation, and Make UK, representing manufacturing, and us, the Institute of Directors. We do, which says Politic, Institute of Individual Directors. We're size, sector, and location agnostic, and we're here, as I said, to improve the quality of your ed. So, but just to do one thing, my mother is 90, so happy birthday, Mum. I came all the way down from Yorkshire to make sure this stuff here. What I want to say is that when we get the opportunity to go and talk to government, we're talking on your behalf. Your behalf. We hope we do a good job. You will see in the standing review there's been some amazing changes, 15 billion allocated to infrastructure. That's partly what we put down. Please enjoy this evening. Please don't stop the journey that you're on around celebrating and driving diversity in business. It makes an enormous difference. We see it, we teach it, and you advocate it. Thank you.